Hey everybody, welcome to Top 10 Thursday on the Mana League. I'm John as always, and this week it is the Top 10 Eldritch Moon flavor texts. This was honestly a little bit tricky. I didn't care too much for the flavor text in the set. I loved the set. I loved the storyline. The Innistrad art book, which by the way is more than just art, it's a huge amount of lore and storyline and background information, is one of my favorite purchases this year. But the flavor text in the set wasn't that great. A lot of it was just expository. Nahiri did this and then she did this, which is okay. And I am a fan of that because it is getting players involved in the story who otherwise, would just play the cards and they would never look at the story. They would never know what's going on. Now they kind of do because the flavor text does explain it. But because of the inclusion of all of that, the inclusion of the quotes that I like, the insightful quotes, the funny quotes, the jokes, the things like that, kind of fell off a little bit. But anyways, let's get started. Up first at number 10 is Harmless Offering and its adorable little kitty. Its flavor text says, "Such an adorable face." I don't love this flavor text, but I needed a number 10, and this one just kind of was able to sneak into the list at number 10. It references the art, it's vaguely funny-ish, but I think I would have far preferred something like, "Don't look a gift horse in the mouth, ... or the tail, ... or the hind legs." Something like that. Something a little funnier, but, this works. This is enough to get into number 10. The other 9 I do enjoy quite a bit. This one just barely made it in. Number 9 is the backside of Curious Homunculus, Voracious Reader. Its flavor text says, "Good books make you savor each word." I love puns. I love puns and wordplay, and this is a really good example. It's clever. It's a true statement about how you really enjoy a good book. And it's also, accurately describes how this Eldrazi homunculus is just going to town on those books with its creepy, weird eyeball mouth thing. So, number 9, Voracious Reader. Incendiary Flow is up next with the flavored text, "What's your plan?" Gideon asked. "Are you serious?" Chandra replied. It's slightly expository, but it is just a great example of the characters of Gideon and Chandra. Gideon being all stoic and serious battle plan captain kind of dude, and Chandra just doing whatever she feels like whenever she wants and being sarcastic while doing so. Great quote. Love it. Number 8, Incendiary Flow. Up next at number 7 is Shreds of Sanity with "A few gnawing thoughts can eat the mind until nothing else remains." Very true, and really just a solid statement on mental health. Don't let gnawing thoughts get to you, and if they are, seek help. So, number 7, Shreds of Sanity. Next up is the front and back side of Smouldering Werewolf. "Never thought I'd see the day where I'd be wishing to see just a plain old werewolf," says Raf Gael of the Quiver of Kessig on the front of the card. The back side of the card continues the quote with, "Heck, I'd even settle for anything that even resembled a werewolf." This is a great little bit of world building and plotline development kind of here. It details how a random wolf hunter is dealing with the Eldrazi eruption in Innistrad, and showing that even facing the Eldrazi, they can still be kind of witty and jokey about the whole thing. They fight monsters for a living. Their world is fighting monsters. These are just creepier, weirder, more tentacly monsters. It's a great bit of characterization of how Innistrad denizens just kind of view their world and this new threat to their world. So, number 6, Smouldering Werewolf and its backside. Number 5 is Fight for a Better Future, even if you may not live to see it, says Repel the Abominable, quoting Gret of the Order of St. Traft. As a stereotypical Canadian, I'm not really militaristic. I'm not super woo soldiers. We have our army and I support them, but, it's not like some other countries there. And, it is a great quote for, supporting the troops and things like that. I'm sure many countries can look at it that way, but really this is about everything and anything. Fighting for equality, fighting for a better community, fighting for the environment, fighting for anything in any way for people who, you may not be around to see, but it will help them. It's a great quote, something to live by. Number 5, Repel the Abominable. Ingenious Scab is up next at number 4 with some great wordplay with heads and shoulders above the rest. Look at that Scab. He's got at least 3 heads and 3 or 4 shoulders by my count at a minimum. I like the wordplay on a well-known phrase, and even deeper, this really could just be like the instructions on how to build this Scab. The heads and shoulders, they go at the top. They go above the rest. Everything else goes below. Love it. Number 4, Ingenious Scab. Number 3 is Murder, which is an inclusion that I'm not sure how I feel about exactly. I like the quote, "It's not work if you enjoy it," for being, sufficiently creepy for whoever it is that's saying that. It really does fit the horror theme of the set that there is just a random murderer that really enjoys murdering on the plane of Innistrad. That being said, I always loved that the card of murder had 3 words on it. Destroy, target, creature. It didn't need flavor text. It didn't need any fancy extra rules. Kill something. I loved that. And I do love that with Conspiracy, they went back to, destroy target creature. But, I do like the quote here. So I like it enough to be number 3, but I still do like the original murder for how succinct it was. Number 2 is Long Road Home. It says, the person who finishes a journey is rarely the same as the one who starts it. This is true for nearly anything. I've been on this YouTubing journey for 2 years as of next week, and I'm nowhere near the person who I was when I started, let alone any other journeys that I've taken, any that you've taken. It's a solid quote. Don't lose yourself on the journey, but, have some growth, learn some things, and become a new and hopefully better person at the end of every journey. So number 2, Long Road Home. Oath of Liliana rounds out this list at number 1 with, surprisingly, another plot-driving piece of flavor text. For as much as I said I don't like them, but it's not exactly expository while it is plot-driving. It just simply says, I'll keep watch. Happy now? So Nissa is watching out for the life of every plane, and Jace is watching out for the entire multiverse. Liliana, she's doing it. Isn't that enough? Come on. Are you happy now? I love it. The sarcasm, it builds Liliana's character so well. Just absolutely solid. Given how highly I rated the art of this card, and now the flavor text as well, this might just be my absolute favorite card from this set, as far as an aesthetic kind of creative perspective goes. Obviously nowhere near for the mechanics of it, but the flavor text, the art, home run. Absolute home run. So that's going to wrap it up for the top 10 flavor texts in Eldritch Moon. It was a little bit challenging to get 10, as I said. Let me know if there's any of your favorites that I missed. Maybe they should have been at number 10 instead of Harmless Offering. Let me know in the comments down below. Or if one of these were your favorite, let me know in the comments down below. As always, if you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, you can find me on Twitter at TheManaLeak. That's L-E-E-K, like the vegetable, not the card. You can also find me at Facebook.com/TheManaLeak and Twitch.tv/TheManaLeak. There are things churning. Patreon will be launching at some point, probably before the end of the year. In addition, I will be doing a 24-hour stream for Extra Life on November 5th. All kinds of details and links and web pages will be forthcoming in the next month or so. So stay tuned for all of that fun stuff. But if you do have any questions, comments, or suggestions, let me know. Otherwise, see y'all next time.